Hey guys, so today we have another review, and this is a beer from Grimm Artisanal. This is their BFF. They're a brewery from New York, Brooklyn, and I previously reviewed their Rainbow and Curved Air, which is an amazing sour, peachy kind of beer, really cool stuff. And yeah, they're from Brooklyn, Gypsy Brewers. There are a couple actually post a cool story about their a video about their history below. And yeah, this is their BFF. Also, speaking about this, I went to DeChico's to get this. DeChico's, if you guys don't know, is in sort of basically a supermarket. It's basically a Whole Foods Fairway kind of deal, and it's up in the Hudson Valley area. And they are pretty much like the best beer store as a supermarket, but their best beer store in New York. So if you go to, I guess, the Ardsley or the Pelham or the Brewster ones are pretty good for that. So got a growler fill of their BFF, and their BFF is, I believe, 9%. It is a triple, as in Belgian triple, Tripel IPA. So it's not a regular triple like double digit IPA. It's a triple IPA because of the Belgian influence in this beer. This is a big IPA with Falconer's Flight and Centennial, and then they use Orval yeast, so that's the Belgian influence in this beer. Very heavily hopped. I've had this once before, and I believe this is second batch. Though this batch might be slightly old, maybe like 1 or 2, maybe even 2 months old, but we'll see how it goes. So the beer it comes in a nice amber color. Actually, no, more like a nice rich orange, slightly hazy, but rich orange color. There you go. Awesome color on that. Let's get the aroma. Oh, wow. That is juicy. It has a nice kind of orange mango kind of note, but it has this like funky kind of, I guess that's the Belgian yeast. And maybe if you give this beer a few months, the yeast really takes over, because it has this interesting kind of, I guess maybe it's Orval that smells like this. Yeah, it smells funky. Yeah, I would almost think it was like off beer or something. But yeah, there's a nice kind of orange, citrus, tropical note in there. A little bit of breadiness. As I smell it more, I'm getting a kind of a bright kind of grapefruit, floral kind of note. Cheers. A bready sweetness as well. Okay, yeah. All right. I thought there might have been something wrong with the aroma, but based on the aroma, but no, this is awesome. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, it's awesome. Even more juicy on the flavor. Maybe this is slightly chilled a little bit for a bigger double, triple IPA. Really just punches of wonderful notes of mango, peaches, pineapple, passion fruit up front. It is clean and juicy. It's awesome. Get a really wonderful juicy flavor up front. Oh man. Oranges, tangerine kind of flavor. It's a really like ideally kind of hop note that I like up front. But then you're played with the nice medium breadiness on the middle, and then on the back end is, I guess, where the other hops in Falconer's Flight, which is a blend of hops, comes in. There's a resinous kind of piney note on the back end. It bitters out. For the people that like West Coast IPAs with their big bitterness, this one can do it for you too. It has that attack of bitterness that is quite familiar, again, with the West Coast IPAs. In there, I'm getting something a little bit interesting. It's hard to describe because it's so hoppy. You get a nice touch of sweetness. You get all this fruit character, and that bitterness takes over. So those are really the predominant notes. But under there, I want to say that there's maybe a Belgian influence. Maybe that yeast is coming in. I wouldn't say it if I didn't know about it. I would just be like curious about just this little touch of note that I'm getting. But you know, knowing that it's in there, you sort of get a little note of that kind of Belgian influence from that Orval yeast. Dangerously drinkable, man. I would think this was like 7%. Yeah, I'd probably hit the floor after drinking this whole thing, but I won't. Don't worry, guys, I won't be drinking this whole thing. That is delicious. Yeah, this is awesome. Wow, I forgot how good this beer is. I've had it once before, and this batch is stellar. Oh, so drinkable, so juicy. Just the oranges and that mango and the peaches, and it's really nice and crisp. It doesn't really have too much sweetness in the throughout. It just has a complementary kind of breadiness behind it, and the sweetness sort of plays with the hop character, but it's not cloying. Again, it's the hops up front, and then the bitterness follows through with just the sweetness going away from the beer. The breadiness flies off, and you're left with a kind of aftertaste of resinous bitterness, and it really makes the beer drinkable, because right now I just want to drink more because that bitterness is just attacking at the palate. Yeah, this really does something that I think a lot of beer drinkers might like. It has that huge tropical, new age kind of fruity hoppiness, but then for some people, they might be missing out on that familiar bitterness from more familiar double IPAs. And as I'm speaking, that bitterness is coming back and it's attacking. It's a full-on bitterness. Very fun beer, amazing stuff. As for rating, wow, this is one of the best hoppy beers from New York, I'd have to say. Delectable. This is up there with the other half beers that I reviewed. If anything, better than the all green everything, probably. Yeah, I'd probably say so. There's somewhere around there. I want to give that all green everything for the other half. I want to say this beer is, geez, straight 97, something like that. Yeah, sure. Let's go with the straight 97. Awesome stuff. Until next time, guys, cheers. Highly recommend that you guys get some Grimm BFF or some Rainbow and Curved Air or anything from Grimm. They've been pumping out some amazing stuff. And until next time, guys, cheers.